this motherfucker is still power washing outside. Excuse me. Goodness. Like, dude, it is fucking dark out there. Like, there's no sun anymore. The fuck are you doing, man? Whatever you're doing, you should be fucking done by now. I know what it's like to power wash shit. It doesn't take that long. And you're in the fucking dark. How do you see what you're doing? You know, like, it's gonna be dirty still. What the fuck are you doing, man? Anyway, yeah. So I didn't have a job, and it was kind of nerve-wracking, but also kind of great. My girlfriend and I just started like writing down ideas for a show. And she also got me in contact with a friend of hers, an old coworker of hers from her last job. And he was looking for someone with theater experience to be in and help like add theatrics to his band. The group was called the Blue Dogs, and they were basically like a Tom Waits tribute band. And that was a fucking trip. That guy, I met with him he was living on the couch in his ex-wife's apartment with their kid, but they were split. They were like divorced, but he was living on their couch, I guess, in between jobs. But he was the leader of this group. It was like a 7-piece, not including me, 7-piece group. They had like trombone, guitar, bass, female lead singer, and then me. I met with the guy first. I met with him on a Saturday, and he just asked me about my theater experience. So I told him, like, dude, I've done it all, because that's what you learn in a theater program, is everything. And he said, that's great. You have any ideas off the top of your head? Here's what I'm thinking, yada, yada, yada. Can you help me with this? And I said, yeah, sure. And he said, great. I want you to come to, we've got a show this coming Friday. I want you to come to our practice on Wednesday. So he gave me an address. Wednesday comes, it's nighttime. I go to the address. It's some person's house. I walk in, the band is playing, and everyone looks at me like, who the fuck is this? And the guy, the band leader, introduces me. He hadn't told anyone else in the band that he was adding me, nor that he wanted to add some type of theatrics to the show. So I just showed up. They don't fucking know me from Adam. And, the guy's like, hey, we're going to keep practicing for another 30 minutes. Just hang out on the couch. And so I sat on the couch and listened to them practice. And once that was done, no one wanted to fucking talk to me because I was an outsider. Wink. Get it? An outsider. There's the theme again. But the band leader talks to me and he's like telling me his ideas and yada yada. And he's like, no, it's going to be great. And I was like, he said, I've got this handheld spotlight I want you to use to like spotlight us. And I've also got a cowbell, and I've also have a section of chain link fence that I'm going to use like a urban washboard. So instead of the like a washboard kind of a thing, I was going to play with some, hard wooden mallets on a section, on like a 4x4 section of chain link fence. And it was going to be great. And I was like, how do I know when to do anything? And he's like, I will signal you during the show. So just, look alive. And I said, all right, cool, man, let's do it. Friday comes. We're at the Spider House. If you live in Austin, then you know about the Spider House probably. We were at the Spider House. It was my first time, not at the cafe, but at the stage there. Pretty cool looking venue. They've got like a, velvet drape, curtain or whatever. And I'm stoked for the show and a little nervous. And the band is like just getting ripped before the show. We're doing shots, passing joints around, and just ripped. And I was trying to talk to the leader, and I was like, "Hey, you sure I've got this?" And he said, "Yeah. You're gonna do fine, man. You're gonna be great." And his eyes were as red as the devil. And the show started. And, well, it didn't go well. I was there. I was at the side of the stage. Pretty fucking drunk. And I was watching. I was aware, and I took the direction. I mean, I fucking was in it. I played that chain link fence. I played the cowbell along with the music and everything. And then for the finale, for like the last song, which was about like 10 minutes, their only original song, he wanted me to spotlight the group. And so I grabbed the handheld spotlight out of the bag, and I start shining I'm on stage shining the band, and he's like trying to yell at me, but I can't hear anything because the crowd's yelling and everything, and like having fun yelling. And the band is playing loud, and he's like, "Go into the crowd and spotlight us, into the crowd and spotlight us." So I go into the crowd and try to spotlight them. But as I'm walking down the stairs on the side of the stage, which leads right onto the floor, I like trip over someone's foot. I land on the fucking rum splattered floor, and so does the handheld spotlight. The back of it pops open, and the like 4D batteries spring load jump out of the back of that fucking thing and scatter across the floor. And I'm like, the song is still going on, and I'm just like scrambling around trying to get these fucking batteries off the ground and gather them. But then the show ends, and I haven't found any of the batteries. And the crowd quickly clears out. The only one left is the band, who's packing their stuff up on stage, and me gathering the batteries, and the band leader's ex-wife helping me because she was in the audience. Meanwhile, the band members are breaking their stuff down. They're yelling at me, "I'm fucking blind. What the fuck is wrong with you? I couldn't see shit. You fucking blinded me, man." And I was like, "I'm following direction." And the band leader was just totally fucking oblivious. He was like going to get another fucking drink already. And I just, I hung out for a minute and sat by myself, just totally buzzed out, basically. Just like, you know, if you ever have performed, especially music, then you know what I mean, where it's just like you've got the performance high, and just afterwards you're just kind of your brain's very quiet, and your body is just like buzzing. So I had that going on, and I looked down at my shirt, and it's got blood splatters down the front, and then I look at my hands. I busted my knuckles on the chain link fence. So I was like, you know what, even though I got yelled at and fucking tripped and fucked up the spotlight thing, I think I had fun. This was a highlight of my life, and it was. I had fun. I always wanted to be in a band. Way before I even thought about acting, I wanted to be in a band. I wanted to do music, man. I still do. I ought to do it, but I just need to get around to going out by myself.